Hello YouTube, this is Bill from West Virginia Airgunners and Sportsman channel. Anyways, we're going to be doing a 25-yard ace air venturi Avenger test here. I did a couple of modifications on my gun, so I'm going to retest it, and hopefully you guys get to see it here, because I'm going to try to get my first video out of doing this stuff, and I'll have more video of me shooting through the scope, which is homemade camera, so hopefully it works. Anyways, there's the target we're shooting at. We'll be shooting at that target, and then I'll try to give you some numbers on how much speed and like hammer spring adjustment, all that stuff, what I'm shooting, and we'll go from there. Alright, let's get this going. I'm just going to show you YouTube. This is my thumb. Look, that's my thumb. This is my pinky. My pinky barely at it. But this is only 25 yards, so it's not too hard to mess up. I'm going to redo it again because I forgot to turn the record button on the camera for the scope. And my phone wasn't recording the feet per second or foot-pounds. So the next shots will be right there. Like I said, YouTube, I forgot to turn the scope cam on that I have built, and my phone wasn't registering what it was, because I guess it reset all my settings, so I went back and fixed that. So now we're going to do this again, and I'm going to shoot towards the left orange, and we'll see how tight I can get it to group. Plus I got my scope focused in a little bit better, and I'll get used to talking to this camera hopefully. But we're going to try it again. There we go. I think I should set you closer, YouTube. I'm afraid my camera's going to hit. Alright, here we go. I'm going to show you, this is just one of them dots. But like I said, it's only 25. This shot here was me. I caught myself doing that one. I usually like trying to cover up all the cover. Anyway, we'll try this, see if it does any better. We'll go for here. How's that? I like hitting bullseye. I don't like this grouping crap. I like setting my gun in where the pellets group the best, shoot, and then see how they fly. But that's me. But I'm gonna shoot here, and we'll go see how they group. Right to here. I'll show you right here, up close and personal. That's my thumbnail. My thumbnail is right around a ½ inch. And this is the first one. My pinky nail is like 5/8. Or, not 5/8, 7/16. So, but that was me right there. And it's like everybody says, oh, why you mess with pellet guns? Well, that's why I mess with pellet guns. It's cheaper to shoot than a real rifle. we'll go out here and take a look at my 50-yard. This is my garden right here. I've been working on it, and I can't do fly help people. I said, well, where I was shooting at 50 yards, if y'all can see that right there. I'm gonna put my thumb up to this one. Okay. Oh, thumb. See? Less than an inch. So I don't know how y'all measure it, but I go from this center point to that center point. But you see, most of them are here, except for them. He's a flyer. That's that big one. That's what that is. Anyways, I just live simple, and I try to take care of my family best I can. And I see I got weeds starting in the garden already. I just done all this the other day. I wish the frost would kill it. I don't know what kind of weeds them are, or whatever they are, but man, you cannot get rid of them. Anyways, I'm gonna go back up here and we'll talk about this gun a little bit. That's like this Air Venturi Avenger, 25 cal with modifications I did to it, and about to do some more. A friend of mine, Aaron, he's gonna set me up with some stuff that he's built, and I want to see how it does, and hopefully it does really well. That way I get more shots out of my gun, and it'll look cooler. So I've been contemplating on what to do with it. Dip it, wood stock it, whatever. But anyways, this is my gun, my setup. You can see how it is. It's a shooter. People that ain't got the money to buy a barrel band. Alright. Give me an O-ring. It's the same size as that gap right there. Where it touches, it barely touches. It won't hurt a little bit, but touches a little hard. But then you get you a wide rubber band, a strong one. You don't have to be like super strong, but you know, one that ain't gonna rot on you like these. This is gonna rot on you. It's just there because I didn't want to lose it. But I put this one there, holds my barrel straight. It does not move, as you can see on the target. And you can see how much air pressure I got left. You can see that there. I'm still at the green. I could shoot it again if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Anyways, I've done some upgrading to this. We'll talk about that a little bit. Quite a few upgrades. I guess you can see me. I'll run it back here that way. I know you can. I'll try to anyway. Set you up. I guess if I cut out. Anyways, I did some upgrades to this. First thing I did was ported and polished my barrel. And replaced the two O-rings that was in there. Because to me, they wasn't fitting snug enough. So I replaced those. I shot it, and man, it shot good. It shoots almost every pellet. It shoots almost every pellet good, except for a few oddball ones. Now my gun really likes the H&N Barracuda Hunter Extreme 28 grain. It will put them pellet in pellet, which I showed and shared on Facebook and all that, and on Air Venturi Avengers Facebook channel or Facebook page. Now, we had this on a chronograph up there at my uncle's house after I did this last modification, and she went from 9, it was doing like 960, 970 at my buddy's house, which is, you know, Bison's workshop there. He's got his own channel too. Anyways, it was doing like 960 to 1,000 something, you know, right around there. But after I did this last modifications to this, man, this thing started screaming like 180, 1080, and that's not even cranked up. That's what my regulator set at. It's right at 2400, 2500, right around there. Hammer spring, 3 turns in, or no, sorry, 2.5 turns in, and I'm still getting 30 some shots. I polished the hammer spring and opened up the pop-up port just a little. I'm not going to tell you how to do that, because if you want to learn how to do that, you're going to have to do that yourself, because if something happens, you take your gun up, I don't want to have to be responsible for it. Because it's not real easy to do. Everything has to be like really smooth, really polished. Anyways, I opened that up, put a lighter pop-up spring, drilled and ported the transfer, drilled and ported and rethreaded the transfer port, polished my trigger and sear, and I even went through and polished the little springs that's in there. I went ahead and did a little bit to my cocking lever there, made it where it's really smooth. Just sand it a little bit, put some good oil in it, you know, silicone oil, and also I replaced every O-ring in this gun. And when I fill it up to 4,200 pounds. Now your first shots are going to be super, you know, super strong, and they might not shoot exactly where you have it sighted in for when you're on your flat part of your string. Usually when I take my first 7 or 8 shots, I hold 1 mil low. Like if I'm holding the crosshair here on my chest, and I want it to hit here, I would hold it 1 mil low, and it's usually right almost dead on. Each gun's a little different, but I'm also using a vector optic scope that I bought from Precision Air, Georgia, if I remember right. It's a 6x24. I'm just using an old cheap Chinese camera, a DVR camera. I'm using my Samsung phone, which is it's nothing cheap, it's nothing expensive, it's a cheap phone. I'm using an SJ cam and a little cheap camera that I bought off of Geek, that I got everything for like $4, but it was shipping too, so shipping was $10, so it was like $14 time it got here. But anyways, that's what I'm using on this, and like I said, you can see how accurate it is, and that's with a clip. You should see what it does with a single shot trade. I will be buying me some Carm magazines. My buddy James, Sir James there on stko, he uses them. He's got me wanting to use them because I've seen him use them, and they do improve your accuracy and tighten up your group. And I'm not affiliated with nothing, I'm not getting paid for nothing. I'm just telling you from what I've seen in my experiences. And like my grandpa used to tell me, he says, if it's a single shot, it's always more accurate than an automatic. And it's true. That a single shot will always be more accurate than something that's more driven by a spring, because you're putting in at the same way every time with a single shot. It's not like that with these little Marauder magazines. Sometimes they bend the pellet skirt if they don't go in just right. I'm also using right now I got the Donnie FL Tonto on this, and after I did this modification, it needs a bigger one, but it cracks. That it's a little, again, it's a little bit more power than what that thing will handle now. So I'll end up having to get another one of those, which I do got an SBD in there from Bison Workshop. It does good. It keeps straight up with that one, and I might put it on there on the next video and check it out and see if it's quieter than this one. But I know I've tried them both. They're the same, but sometimes you might be able to put a little bit more air through it and make it. It might even help it, breathe a little better. But anyways, that's it for today. Hope y'all like his. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the target button down there. It might be still target button, I don't know, I might change it. It's the subscribe button. But hit like, comment, subscribe, and please share it. Alright.